Hello everyone, War here, and welcome to a little bit of a live commentary. It was a long time I did this, and actually on a new character I've been working with for the last couple of days actually. And I'm sorry if I haven't made any video in a while, because I have been a little bit sick. But I have actually made a pure Brightness Fire character that damage with Brightness Fire. Because my original idea was to make this character as Brightness Fire Totem build was my original idea. Then I just get bored of just having to place totems everywhere. So I just scrapped that idea and went for a self-cast Brightness Fire instead. And the map I'm playing on right now is not very hard. It's just a tier, I think it's maybe a tier 3 map. And I still need to level this character, and I'm missing one ingredient for my setup for this build. So that's that. And by the way, you can actually see me now, and you may be able to see behind me. This is my normal living room where I usually record and all of that. And we have just fixed it a little bit because it was old and it needed to be fixed. So it just fixed it up a little bit. And if you're still wondering why my voice sounds different from my older videos, well, I just have one problem. One thing is I have recorded from a different room a long time now, like last 3 weeks I have been doing that. And here is the second problem. I can't use my pop filter to my microphone. Yet I don't know how to, attach it. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about that. So this build I'm doing right now is actually, I said the same thing about my lightning build, but this build is even more fun. And I am extremely tired of, not spell builds, but I'm really tired of using energy shield. I always feel like a glass cannon. Yeah, I have a shit ton of, I don't have that much energy shield, but I certainly have some energy shield, but it's something with energy shield as a mechanics that I'm getting bored of really quickly. And I think I've said this in another video, but I know many people are upset because they want to nerf energy shield. Do you want to know my opinion on the energy shield nerf? I freaking love it! And I can't wait for them to nerf energy shield. You're not supposed to have 20,000 energy shield and just be able to face tank everything in the entire game. Well, you are supposed to actually be good at playing, not just stand there because you have so much each point that nothing in the game can one-shot you. And by the way, if you have a problem with an enemy that can one-shot you, just think about what you're doing and move away from the attacks that one-shot you. And if the normal attacks from that enemy or boss one-shot you, well, you need to take a look at your gear and maybe upgrade your defenses. Like getting more armor, block chance, or whatever defense you're using. Probably more hit points if you're using life as well. So that's my opinion on the, energy shield nerf. And I freaking love, as I said before, the nerf. And I can't believe that people are so bloody salty for they're gonna nerf it. They just say, I'm gonna quit play the game because they're going to nerf energy shield. To those people I just say one thing: get good at the game. And I really mean it. You need to have a little bit of actually skill to play it. So that's that. I'm not gonna rant about that too much because I did it in I think it was the last video. I rant a lot about how people react to the energy shield nerf. I personally, as I said before, love the energy shield nerf. I think it's great for the game because it actually gives some challenge back. And I know some, especially YouTubers, that say that they're just bitching about, oh, the Path of Exile is not hard anymore. Well, that's what Cranky Games gonna fix now, so just be quiet now, alright? But I'm not gonna make too much of a rambling, I'm not gonna say any names, so I'm not gonna do that. Let's see if we can find something good in this map. And by the way, don't worry, I go into show both my skill tree and my passive skill tree, and I go to show my gear. But so far this character has been a blast to play. And I never been into the whole slowly killing everything with damage over time type of builds. Except for my one other builds I made, which was, what's the name for that now? Scorching Ray. Which is still a really fun build, by the way. But this build is, it is different. Just walking into things and they die. It almost brings back my old memory of playing my, which I actually still have, my Area Paladin in Diablo 2. It was a build when you could just walk and everything around you just instantly died through because of your aura, because you used Holy Shock and Holy Fire. Together with an aura that dramatically lowers everything's resistance around you. And that build was a blast to play. But let's take a look at my gear, and just everyone keep in mind, this is not a build guide yet. If I continue playing this character and continue to love it, I absolutely going to do a build guide. I can promise that. But anyway, let's take a look at my passive skill tree. So I am a Marauder, and of course I ascended to a chieftain, and I still need to ascend 2 more times, but I just got to Merciless, so I'm gonna do that pretty soon. And my idea when I'm gonna ascend the last time is definitely taking this one. And I'm going to take this one, but I don't getting that much value of either this one or this one, but I take them anyway because I have nothing else to take. And I also like the life regeneration and fire damage and life regeneration here. And I got, yeah, as I said, I'm going to take both of these, but I don't have that much use for them. Except maybe for this one, if I can get endurance charges by killing things, but yeah, we will see. But I'm definitely going to take this one first. Other than that, my skill tree looks like this. I enter taking a lot of life, and of course life regeneration. I'm using Righteous Fire, so to be able to sustain Righteous Fire you need as high life regeneration and as low enemy shield as you can, and as high fire resistance as you can get. You need to overcap your fire resistance. So that's that. But as you see, a lot of life. I have Unreading Stance, I can get stunned, Juggernaut, Barbarism, Arsenet, or whatever that is called. By the way, if you take increased fire damage, it will increase the damage of your Righteous Fire. But spell damage will not. I have combat stamina. I'm gonna take the whole big life wheel here. I just need 2 more nodes. Also went up here to take Shipper. And I take Elemental Equilibrium. And I have some custom damage taken to use this one, which do not doing fire damage. So that's the reason for me to take that one. But I don't have to have that one, but I like it. And I may be maybe taking this life regeneration nodes here. Just maybe, I don't know yet. I don't know if they are a little bit too weak or not. I have Sentry, Discipline Training, Retribution, this area wheel here. I have Quick Recovery. I have Explosive Impact. I have a Pewter Flesh. I have Serenity, so I can use more auras. I have Holy Fire, really good note for this build by the way. And I have Whispers of Doom, so I can curse the enemy with 2 curses. And the other curse I'm using, except for flyability, is actually this Witchfire Brew here. Actually grants me a level 21 vulnerability aura when I'm using the flask. So I do curse enemies. And also my curse are more powerful. So that's pretty much my skill tree. So let's take a look at my gear. For my weapon, I'm actually using this awesome weapon, the Singularity. And by the way, Singularity gives you an awesome looking aura. Let's I'm gonna get back to my base to show it. I'm gonna show my gear. And well, I know it's eye candy, but these aura, which are because of my the Singularity, it looks bloody amazing. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, I'm using Singularity and I'm mainly using it for one effect. Nearby enemies are hindered and they get reduced movement speed, and I do increased damage against hindered enemies, which means my Radiant Fire will be more powerful. I'm just using a defensive helmet with good life on and good resistance. My shield, I just use a transmog on this shield, so it doesn't look like this. But I'm using Rise of the Phoenix, which are pretty much a must-have for a build like this. They give you a huge amount of fire resist and increase your maximum fire resist by 8. I'm using this amulet here for the only reason that it actually gives me 1 plus to maximum resistance and you have some life. Other than that, well, the increased rarity is something. But other than that, this amulet is quite garbage for this build. But I need all maximum resistance. This ring here, just a defensive ring with high life on and some resistance, and same with other ring, high life and resistance. This boots here, just movement speed, life and resistance. And this gloves here, high life and resistance and a good amount of armor. And the belt here again, high life and some resistance. And for my armor I use in Calm's Heart and I use a transmog on it so it looks like this. Pretty much the best armor you can have to be like this. Well, the best ever armor I could use to this build would be to have a legacy Calm's Heart. But that thing is so expensive, I'm not even going to look at the price on it. It costs so much and I have no chance whatsoever to get it. So that's pretty much it. And for the gem setup I'm using Brightness Fire, so very few gems you can use to actually boost it, but Brightness Fire are supported by increased area effect, increased burning damage, and if I actually could somewhere, actually I used a ton of chromatics before and didn't get the right color, but I want the 3 blue colors and 1 red, and I'm not going to use Empower. I just haven't got to leveling it, but my idea is to actually use concentrated effect and get a lot more damage. So pretty much my setup for Brightness Fire. Then everything else just either gems I just level or constant damage taken. I have 2 constant damage taken with vulnerability and arc, and another one are constant damage taken with Ice Nova and vulnerability again. So I'm cursing a lot, and because I'm using Ice Nova and Arc, those will actually proc Elemental Equilibrium and lower the enemy's resistance a lot. So that's that. And the flask I'm just using Blood of Karui, which is a bloody fantastic flask. I love it. It's so powerful. I'm just using for some reason a white Eternal Flask. I need to upgrade it. And I have Witchfire Brew, which are a freaking fantastic flask to build like this. Increases my damage over time and gives me a vulnerability aura. So I love this flask. And then you have some standard movement flask and a resistance flask if something happens. And by the way, this flask moves bleeding. And that's pretty much everything on this character. Tell me comment what you think about my character, but I really love it. Maybe it will not be the super endgame mega powerful character, I don't know yet, but it feels pretty powerful and I really love to play it. Anyway, thank you all for watching and I see you guys.